particular part of the building and then park and enter the facility. So you're enclosed while you're taking your stuff in and out of your storage facility, which is something that is obviously wanted in the Chicagoland area when the inclement weather and things like that. So this kind of allows you to drive through and also, you know, stay free and clear of the bad weather. So let me go back and see if I can bring this up real quick. So where is that? So just so you guys see, I don't know if you can see, I'm probably blocking some of you guys, but this portion of the building right here is where you can come through and actually pull into the building and then park the vehicle and either load or unload whatever you had to be delivered there. So that concludes my report at this point. I can answer some questions if there are any, and then the applicant, again, is here if there's further questions that I can't answer, but those are also just, you know, this is the east elevation, so facing Weber Road, and this is right here. This is the north elevation, so as you're coming southbound, a lot of glass, you know, different textures, different colors being added. Now, one of the things that I guess is willing to point out before I conclude is that the final version of the colors and stuff like that will determine on whatever operator takes over the property. So it's not the doors might not be yellow, they might be a different color.
Sure.
That's going to just be dependent upon who the actual end operator is. But that concludes my report.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Eastman. Very well presented. I personally, as chair, don't have any questions. Any questions from the commissioners?
Yes.
I have 3 questions.
All right.
So first question, I noticed that the sidewalk on the west side of Weber stops at Lakeview currently. Is that sidewalk planned to go over the diverging diamond? I want to make sure not leave a gap.
So anything east of Weber Road that's the village of Romeoville. So no, there is no plans for the walkway to go across the diverging diamond. I actually don't believe that they want to encourage any pedestrian traffic to do that.
Okay, well, I mean, some of those interchanges do have pedestrian ways, but I wasn't sure if this was one.
No, there's no pedestrian crossing there.
Okay, then the second question is, can you pull up the site plan that shows the road cut, in particular the northeasternmost road cut? Mm-hmm. That would be fine. I noticed that there's a road cut there where you come into the drive-through portion of the facility, and that cut seems very close to Weber Road to me. Is that only an exit, or is that also an entrance?
So the obviously what's going to be permitted, it's a Will County road, so it's their jurisdiction, but it's only a right in, right out off of Weber. So my guess is that they're encouraging people to make the second left versus the quick left, and that everyone coming out of there it's more of an exit to get back to Weber Road.
Okay, because what I'm worried about is if someone's coming southbound on Weber, they would make the right-hand turn onto Lakeview and immediately try and make a left-hand turn into that road cut across traffic, right? So I'm just concerned about people actually just driving across that oncoming lane of traffic to get to that entrance. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm pulling up the aerial because that's impossible to see with the site plan, but hold on one second. Can you explain that again? So you're heading southbound.
Okay, so I'm on Weber Road. Mm-hmm. I'm on Weber Road heading south. Mm-hmm. And I want to get into that facility. I can make the right-hand turn onto Lakeview. Am I immediately making,
no.
Am I going across the lane of traffic there?
No, so they're going to be required by the county to have a deceleration lane on the far side of the Weber Road, so that if you want to enter their property, you're going to be in a deceleration. You're not going to be entering the diverging diamond. Is that what he's asking?
No. I can try to help.
All right, the applicant's here, that's fine.
Do you want me to just,
Yeah, you'll have to swear in.
You heard this, Ryan.
right here, right here?
Right in front of me.
Sure. Like this?
Sir, please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth at this public hearing?
I do.
All right, please sign in and please proceed.
You really can't control what drivers are gonna do. They're gonna do what they wanna do.
So to answer the gentleman's question, a very important fact to note is, yes, we do want to keep these two spots that you talked to as entryways to make a circle in, out, either way. But the concern you have is really for a busier type of use. We average 5 drive-ins an hour. So the combination of somebody slowing down to, I think, under 30 miles an hour is the deceleration lane, turning in, they're not gonna have 6 cars behind them. So if they come in on that first cut through, there shouldn't be anyone behind them.
I guess I was confused because you were saying making a right on Lakeview. Did you mean a right on Frontage Road?
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, that will help me a lot, Mike. I was thinking you were talking
I'm
about
sorry.
going across to Romeoville.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just was thoroughly confused for a second. Okay, let's bring back the site plan.
So if I'm coming down, Weber and I make the right onto frontage, and I try and make the quick turn into that first road cut,
Yeah,
I may block traffic or I may hang up traffic because of traffic blocked up to cross frontage or to access Weber from frontage, right?
well,
The other thing is,
okay, go ahead.
so that's one thing is I'm worried about them waiting to try and make that entrance, right, on that close cut. Then the other thing is, depending on the speed of traffic, I mean, and there will be a lot of trucks and stuff moving on this, as they come eastbound along frontage road, will they really have good visibility to that cut? I just, and I don't even really see the need for that cut. I guess in my mind, you could actually flip the building and put that driving entrance on the interior lane, right? And you don't really need that close cut to Weber at all. It just seems like a potential hazard. Now, you're saying also that if I'm coming eastbound on frontage, up to that, I can't make the left onto Weber?
No,
No.
it's a right in, right out. That's all they're granting them. That's a county
Okay.
decision.
Is that actually divided there?
No, currently it's barricaded.
There's nothing there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that barricade going to stay there?
No, so Will County, this is your guys' call down at the county level, they're allowing only a right in, right out. So they're gonna have to build a pork chop
Yeah.
there to allow them only right in, right out. And then, I guess going back to your concern, the deceleration lane, I think, is gonna be over 200 feet long. So if you have 1, 2, or even 4 cars, the potential for that backing up while one person turns into here, I think is somewhat minimized at that point. But I can definitely voice this with Tom. Tom's not here right now, but I can take it up with Tom and we could have a further discussion in regards to it.
I have no problem with this use or the coverage of the lot or anything else, but that cut being that close to Weber does give me concern,
Yeah.
especially for people trying to come in quickly.
I would totally agree if it was full access. We would never want an entry point that close to the road, but with it being right in, right out, the majority of these cars are simply gonna come out and go, it's a quick right out, and then they're back going southbound. But I'll make note of it and I'll talk to Tom tomorrow.
And I do also, sir, just want to stress, please, very limited. 5 cars an hour is the average for this use throughout the entire country. So it would be long odds to have 2 cars at the same time, yet alone 3, 4, or 5. Understand the concern, and we wouldn't do it if we were a major in, out, left, right. But because it's so limited in use, 5 people coming in per hour, I don't think there's going to be 2 at the same time.
Okay.
Thank you. Should I sit?
What was your third question, Mike?
So it was the access across the sidewalk and with the distance of that cut to Weber.
Okay.
So that was the three.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'll follow up with you too, and we'll have a further discussion about that expo. I'll talk to Tom tomorrow.
Okay, and I can talk to Jeff Arnoldson if I need to.
Yep,
See what
that's
going
who
on
I've
there.
been communicating with, so Jeff they're only willing to grant that right in, right out, which kind of dictated a lot of what this site could become.
I get that. Yep.
When can
All right,
we,
very good. Thank you, Commissioner Shea. Valid question. And Mr. Eastman, if you just get back to the commission on your findings with Tom. Any further questions from any commissioners?
when can we expect the
He
transfer
handled my question.
to be completed?
I'm sorry?
When can we expect the transfer from Romeo Vale to?
So the question was, for those who can't hear, when can we expect the transfer of the road to the village of Bolingbrook? So as we speak, we're working on drafting the intergovernmental agreement right now. So it's gonna be our attorney working on that agreement, and then we have to send it over to their administration to obviously review and approve. But I would anticipate the intergovernmental agreement being something that we could wrap up here before spring. So once that happens, the jurisdictional transfer, all that information and forms have been filled out. So we're just, once the intergovernmental agreement's signed, we file the jurisdictional transfer, and it should be relatively quick from that point on.
Now, as I understand it, the developer will construct all these buildings, and then it'll sit there until it's sold off to an operator, or?
I would
No, sir.
yeah, hold on, I don't wanna speak for Jeff, I'll let him come back up, but I would assume they wouldn't build the buildings until that agreement has been worked out with whoever's gonna be developed, or who's gonna take over, but Jeff, maybe you could explain that a little better than I can.
Sure. So to answer your question directly, there are 4 major storage operators in the United States. They're publicly traded companies. You've seen them within your towns or in the general areas. They are CubeSmart, red doors, Public Storage, orange doors, Life Storage has blue or yellow, and then Extra Space Storage, green doors. Nice, especially at night, it lights up very nice. Anyway, we are developers, and we own and manage, as a side note, hotels and apartments throughout the country. But we do not manage storage facilities because these large companies basically have led the way in technology, managing, leasing, all that. So we are gonna own this property, and the day we buy it, we're gonna have a signed agreement with one of these 4 companies to manage, lease up, maintain, do capital improvements, secure, everything. So we're gonna maintain ownership, but the management company will do their part for a fee.
And you still don't have contracts or anything going on?
No,
Potential-
we're negotiating with 2 of them specifically.
So
We sh-
until then, the properties will stay as is until you finally get a contract approved for one of them?
Yes, and we intend to start, we can't build anyway yet due to the season. We hope to be in the ground in March, and by that, well before that time, we'll have a contract with a third-party management company. Did I get you?
Yes, thank you. I have one.
Once
just
Jeff
one more.
communicates that with me, I'll obviously share that with you on who the final, management company will be.
I just have one more, Matt. Who would be responsible for the construction to connect Weber Road to Remington?
So that's, a discussion point that we're having at this point in time. We're working on that with the applicant. The road itself is gonna be brought up to standards, because right now a lot of it's gravel and it's not in working condition in some spots. So at the end of the day, it will be brought up to make it drivable. It won't have curb and gutter like all of our other roads. It's gonna remain with no curbs and stuff like that. It's more of a private drive aisle. That's what the intention is here. But at the end of the day, in terms of the construction and connection, I think we've had some discussions where that's gonna be the responsibility of the developer.
Okay. Mhm. Good.
Very good. Do we have any other further questions from the commissioners?
Not at all?
No?
Hearing none, do we have any correspondence from the audience? All hearing done. Do I have a motion to close this public hearing?
Motion.
Couldn't hear, but please announce the motions.
First motion Flores, second motion Schenk.
Very good. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Tucker,
Here.
Commissioner Schenk,
Yes.
Commissioner Shea.
Yes.
Commissioner Flores, yes. Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Chair Ali.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approval for a special use permit and the findings of fact for project number 422.21. May I have a motion?
Move.
First motion Wright, second
Second.
motion Schenk.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Tucker,
Here.
Commissioner Schenk,
Yes.
Commissioner Shea,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores, yes. Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Chair Ali.
Yes, thank you. So we have a special use permit for a planned development with variances and concept plan public storage facilities, southwest corner of Weber Road, and Frontage Road, applicant Jeff Ratzer, project number 422.21. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
First motion Tucker, second motion Schenk.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Tucker,
Here.
Commissioner Schenk,
Yes.
Commissioner Shea,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores, yes. Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Chair Ali.
Yes, thank you very much. We stand approved. Thank you. Any new business? Hearing none. Any old business?
Nope.
Any citizens to be heard? I personally don't have anything to report, but everybody please be safe out there. Other than that, any report from the commissioners?
Nope.
Hearing none. Anything from staff? Mr. Eastman, do you have anything?
No report tonight.
Very good. And at this point, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
We vote.